Are you struggling to get proper response from a candidate that you're prospecting for an open job? Does your candidate go cold after initial 1-2 rounds of interview? If your answer is yes, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Shambhu Agarwal. I'm the founder of IndieHire. We are a talent search and RPO company. Having worked for 26 years in recruiting and headhunting industry, one very simple yet powerful technique which has always worked for me is having a great starting point with a candidate that I'm prospecting. And this starts with a very well written structured JD. As always, they say, well begun is half done. I will always spend a lot of my time putting together, if my customer has not given a JD, putting together a good JD, and which is very informative and captures essence of the entire job. So today I'm going to talk to you about how to put together a good JD. Whether you are a recruiter in a corporate or a headhunter or a recruiting professional in a search company or a recruitment company. So the JD, it looks very, very simple. Okay, so what's there in the JD, but JD is the best starting point to have a very good engagement with the candidate. So there has to be proper focus and attention given in putting together simple yet very powerful job description, which will capture the mind share of a prospective candidate, and they will also start feeling as if they are dealing with a very, very professional recruiter. So let me take you through today what are the important components of a very well structured JD, which should be very simple yet very, very informative. Now, if you really look at the JD, the first thing that has to be very, very clear is title. So the title of the job has to be very, very clear. It could be CFO, CTO, CIO, finance manager, and you can go, and further. So let's say this is the JD, and you can further go and elaborate. Is it for the plant? Is it for corporate office? Is it for something? The second most important another point is the mode of work. So whether this is work from office, is it hybrid, or it is remote. The third important thing in a JD when candidate is glancing through is the location. You could articulate the location. So what happens is, it is a common psychology for anybody candidate to have a document, and first thing written in bold at the top, these three things will capture, and then candidate will decide whether they want to read really the rest of the JD. So this is very, very important to put it together right at the beginning. I have seen many recruiters start sending JDs by just simply copying from a document or somewhere and pasting in the body of an email and shoving it into the candidate's mailbox. Let me tell you, you might be sending a JD, you might be feeling very happy, but it is not really taken very, very professionally from the psyche of a candidate. If you really spend 10, 15, 20 minutes extra putting a JD together, because anyway you are going to share this JD with at least 10, 15, 20 prospective candidates, and you would not like to repeat the same task again and again. So why not spend 10, 15, 20 minutes at the beginning and create a very, very informative and compelling document which will capture the mind share. And let me tell you, if you have prospected the right candidate, you have sent them a good JD, and you have gained their confidence and the mind share. Not only that, they will remember you for life or for their professional life, but they might actually send that JD to a couple of their friends who might be a candidate that you're going to select from. So it is very important to invest that time. So, so now coming to the job description that we discussed, having covered the title, the mode of work, and the location, very, very important, piece of information which I have seen many recruiters don't write is a job purpose. Now, in life we all have purpose. Everything on this planet has a purpose. Start imagining a job, whether it's a finance manager job in a software company, or it's a plant head position in a automotive component manufacturing plant in Manesar, or this is a role in a FMCG company in Bombay, or it is a job in a pharma company, or it is a job in a stock broking firm. You start imagining and putting at least 2 to 3 lines about what is going to be the core purpose of that job. It should be a small para of not more than 2 to 3 sentences, which will cover the essence of that job. If you put this job purpose together, the candidate is going to see the title, is going to see the mode of work and the location, and right at the next stage, the person is going to see the job purpose. They will know that, okay, this job is for me or not. Then comes the main part, which is what the person or the incumbent be doing if selected. This is nothing but this is KRAs, or few recruiters call it main responsibilities. So now in this part of the job description, it should never be more than 5 points. You could actually write 6, 7, 8 points, there's no problem. But simpler the better to gain the mind share, because in the age of Instagram, where we need, we have very less time, just a few seconds to go through. So it is important that we keep it very, very simple and crisp. So the first 5 pointers, what the person should be doing, or the KRA or the main responsibilities, you should try and capture in the first 3 points itself. The main job that person will be doing. If the person is working in a software company as an architect, his or her job is going to be more on the designing, architecting, or the second aspect is putting together a document, explaining to the development team, sitting with them. So like that, there are various job families. It is very, very important to put those 2, 3 pointers, what the person will be doing. And then next 2 pointers could be, if person is in a people manager job, so the person might be managing a team, or managing team members outside India, depending on the job family, or be responsible for generating certain revenue or managing stakeholders. It will vary from job to job family. So it is important. So just to recapture: title, mode of work, location, job purpose, and what the person be doing. After having done this, then we quickly move to what the person should be. So what the person should be. This is nothing but required education, experience, and the skills. Now education, you should write good to have education, and you write must have education. So you want an engineer for a role, mention we are looking for an engineer. Or you want a chartered accountant, write that chartered accountant first attempt is mandatory. You're looking for a PhD candidate, write PhD is a must. Or you're looking for an engineer, and MBA could be added a qualification. You can write that MBA would be an added advantage. This is how education should be mentioned here. And experience, like the KRA that we discussed, which is what the person will be doing. So here you can articulate in not more than 1 to probably 4, or maybe at the max 5, what the prior experience you're looking at in the candidate. The person should have done large scale architecture, or person has done a development of a very high scalable software platform, or person has worked on solving complex supply chain problem, or if this role is for HR, the person has worked in a let's say 2000 crore 3000 crore company in a structured HR department, managing rewards, managing L&D, managing HR business partnering, manage talent acquisition, managing talent, looking after talent management. So these things should be articulated, and same as we discussed, what the person will be doing. Here, you should try and capture in the first 2 points itself the essence of experience that you're looking at, which is a must-have for you, without which you will not consider the candidate. And next 3 pointers could be the other required experience that you're looking for, like people manager experience, or it could be managing larger territory, or managing south of India, or overseeing a team of architects and the developers if you are at a senior position. So this has to be well articulated. Then this comes the skills. Skills are basically the analytical skills, or for some jobs there are a whole lot of lists you can actually generate. You put the job title on Google or Chat GPT, and you can generate a library of skills required. You can pick and choose, and you can put just 5 skills here, and that's it. You are ready with the most part of your JD, and towards the end you can just write compensation. Now, compensation, some of you will ask why we have not written compensation at the beginning itself. Let me tell you, based on my 26 years of experience, having interacted with over 14,000 candidates face to face and many thousands others over the phone, I have found one common thing: maybe less than 0.5% actually change jobs for money. Though it is very, very over exaggerated that people always want money in a job, which is my personal view, but I tend to disagree with that aspect. As long as candidate is getting larger responsibilities, candidate is getting more exposure, candidate is getting more challenges in the next job, believe me, with a reasonable hike as per the market standards, they are always there to grab that job. My preference to put compensation at the end, and you don't need to go and write this exactly that it is going to be 1 crore, or it could be 50 lakhs. You could just put a general range that maybe it is 40 to 50 lakhs, or you could say 80 to 90 lakhs. And let me share with you that you can always be conservative here by 5 to 10%, because there are some good candidates and who are little bit at a higher package, but there are also candidates who are at a much lower package, and they start arguing with you sometimes that, okay, the JD you send, it shows that the budget is so much, why you're not giving me so much of salary. So it is always advisable to write a little a range, and that also 10 to 15% you can keep the margin if at all you get a good candidate. Now, having written the broad parameter about the compensation, you should also write some of the that, okay, you will get benefits, you will get some RSUs, and you can mention that this will be competitive as per industry. Let me repeat again. I prefer personally to write compensation at the end, but it is your choice. You want to write, just after the title, mode of work, and the location. But I prefer towards the end. And then you can also cover, if you want to cover, that this role reports to whom, and how many team members this person might have. So this creates a very compelling, very informative, in a simple form, good JD, which you will proofread and see that it is concise. It captures the essence of the job that person is going to do at any company that you are scouting that candidate for. Do a PDF and see that the whole thing is in alignment and it looks very professional. And let me tell you, if you do this, your conversion ratio will increase, your candidate engagement will increase, and you will see that success is much more closer and faster for you. People often confuse candidate engagement by promptly answering their calls or talking to them very frequently, being articulate. Let me tell you, today's age in this talent competitive world, it is very, very important that they have a structured document. So a structured document is very much required for them to have first-hand information about everything. And once you have a PDF in front of them, why not? I mean, this is like great starting point, and you can actually have great success. Let me summarize for you quickly what we just discussed. I hope this video is of help to you, and I will welcome your feedback, or you have any query, you can actually write in the comments below. Thank you very much.